brought to you by Games Corner. Games Corner is a unique console-based gaming experience with 3D and LED screens, all within a comfortable atmosphere. Become a Games Corner franchisee now and bring this one-of-a-kind opportunity to your location. For more information, visit us at gamescorner.com.
Hi everyone, this is Amir Kremli and welcome to Be Efficient TV. The mission of this web TV show is to boost the efficiency of your business and lifestyle with tips and tricks from leading experts. And today I have with me Chaibia Sarhrou. She is an internet marketing strategist and expert in social media, lead generations, and setting follow-up and tracking systems for leads and customers. Welcome to the show, Chaibia.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure to have you. How did you start in the internet marketing world?
I did not expect to do that. Like when I went to school, it was a completely different industry. I went for after university, I went to the School of Tourism and Hospitality. So this is a complete different industry for me. But I actually came to the United States in late 2008, and I was working for Disney World, the Epcot Center in Orlando. And after my contract, ended, I was doing nothing. I was just sitting home, and I was using social media a lot because that was the only way I could communicate with my family. It was a cheap, free way for me to communicate with my family. And so I was on Facebook all day long. And then I started in, believe it was in early 2010, I started seeing those ads on Facebook talking about how you can make money being a social media manager. So you are on Facebook, doing what you're doing, but making money. I was like, that was very intriguing to me. And I looked at it and I got my first product on social media management in 2010. And then by the end of the year, I got myself a couple products in social media marketing and internet marketing. And I just was intrigued by the industry and how you can do it from the comforts of your home, helping small businesses do what they normally don't have the expertise or the time to do and make money that way. So that was how I started.
And then you made like a web development company and social media?
Yeah, well, I saw the need for the web design because I was talking to local businesses here. I'm from Las Vegas. So local businesses, there is a problem in the area of web design because they would hire a web designer that will set up websites for them, but it doesn't have a way to capture leads, for example. So it's like you hire a web designer, but that doesn't have the internet marketing expertise or an eye for internet marketing. So you just give them a beautifully looking website that's not ready to capture leads and not ready to convert them. So I saw the need for that, and I was like, okay, so why don't I bring somebody in that could do that for my clients? And I started outsourcing that to one of my web designers who still works with me right now. And I added that as one of the services that I offer. And of course, I started learning that, of course, because I like to learn everything that in my industry. So I can design websites as well. But
you didn't face challenges that you are just like moving to the US and a totally new environment? Did you have a mentor who taught you about internet marketing, or did you buy courses? What did you do?
I bought a lot of courses, and in 2011 I met my mentor who's still mentoring me right now, and I thank him for this platform. His name is Rex Weishart. He's not known as a consultant or a coach. He's been doing business for more than 40 years, and he has different businesses. He has a lot of expertise starting and growing businesses. And I met him at an internet marketing seminar, and we just clicked. I loved him and his wife, so they're like family to me right now. They learned that I was by myself in the United States, and they were asking me the same question. So how are you doing this by yourself? Do you have a mentor? I was like, well, I just read a lot. I just buy a lot of courses. And for me, these people that I read their books and I watch their videos or buy their product, they're mentoring me, even though it's not one-on-one. but I still learn a lot from them and from their own expertise that they wrote in books and stuff. So, and that's how I started.
For the audience, how can you describe the difference between learning from books and learning from a mentor, from your standpoint?
For me, if I have a one-on-one coaching call, for example, with Rex, we don't call it coaching call, it's just a call. When I have a question, then I will just text him or call him or his wife. She's an amazing, she teaches me a lot about sales because she's great at it. And so if I have a question like that, I will call them. It's more personable because I believe they could speak directly to me, and it's better than just reading from books. But if you don't have any other choice or option, or you just started out and you cannot afford a mentor, or you don't have anyone, that's a good point to start from reading books.
How many employees you have now, or you just outsource?
I have 0 employees. I outsource everything. I have contractors, and I have contractors that I've been working with since 2010 when I just started. We just have a good relationship, and they're loyal to me, and we just like a family working in a business, but they're not employees.
Which platform you use, like Elance, Odesk? Which platform you use to hire outsource people?
I found my outsourcers on Odesk, but now we're not using Odesk anymore.
You pay via
so I just pay
PayPal?
them, I use PayPal to pay, and
All right. You do lots of things in terms of follow-up and setting systems for leads and then converting them into customers. How do you do that?
For my business, or you mean for my clients?
For both.
It depends. Well, for me, I capture leads online and offline. For example, online way of capturing leads. I have different landing page, and I also drive traffic from offline to online. So if I'm writing an article for a magazine, for example, I always in each article I have something at the end of it where, okay, if you want to learn more, here's a cheat sheet or here's a checklist or something that elaborates what I've already talked about in that article. And I have a landing page designed specifically for that article or for that, to capture those readers. And so that will capture the lead and put it I use Aweber as an auto-responding system. So it will capture the lead and put it in the list, and then they automatically get my auto-responding sequence. And then after that, they are enrolled in my newsletter. And then in my newsletter, I'm sending articles, I'm sending offers, and that's the way I do it that way.
So let's start from the beginning. Like you write for magazines, they pay you for that, or you just you volunteer to have publicity in those magazines and they invite you because you are an expert in internet marketing to write in these magazines?
Yeah, I've never got paid for any article that I wrote. I write it for free, but for me, it's not free. For me, it's gaining exposure.
How much traffic you're getting from each one, like leads?
I haven't.
Like when you write an article for a magazine, like how much?
When I write an article, the thing is that with the magazines, they're physical magazines. So when you write the article, you don't know, like a few months later, you have someone opt in, and the next day have someone opted in. Depends on when people read the magazine.
And the opt-ins usually, like, is it like a window, like on the sidebar of your website, or you just specifically for each article?
For each article, I have a landing page.
All
yes.
Right, by itself.
Okay, so for example, yes, on itself, it talks to my website, but it's for that particular article. Like, for example, I wrote about LinkedIn, how to use LinkedIn, and I use LinkedIn myself to network and get business, and it's a great tool to get leads from it. And I explain about that, and then I have a checklist. So if you want to learn more about that, go to my CS social media account, for example, /LinkedIn, and then that's a landing page, right? And then they'll put their information, automatically they will get the cheat sheet or the checklist, and then they are enrolled in my, in my newsletter.
But you use a landing page for each article because it works more to motivate the people to subscribe. Why you don't just send them to your website and you already have an opt-in there?
Yes, because it's like what intrigued them to go to my landing page to opt in was that article, was that specific subject about LinkedIn. So it's a way to convert more or to get more people to opt in. It's just better conversion versus just sending them to my website where I have different different gifts that doesn't speak specifically to that need that they have in that same moment when they were reading that article.
You didn't try like on your website to use an opt-in, which is forcing them to opt in without like allowing them to close it? Or you think that it will not work? It's better to use a landing page. And when you use a landing page, which system you use? You use like lead pages, or what do you use?
I just design them because my website is on HTML, so I just design each landing page myself, and that way I know exactly what I want everything to be.
What more worked the most for you in terms of internet marketing to get leads, and what didn't work for you?
As far as marketing, I love networking myself and people that work with me on LinkedIn. So I'm always active. I'm always every time someone sends me an invitation, I will reply back with a message that starts the conversation about how we can help each other and stuff. I also have groups. I have a couple groups on Facebook. I have one group of professionals local professionals on LinkedIn, and other groups about local professionals as well on Facebook. And those groups allow me to network and generate some leads that way. What did not work for me, I'm talking back about what worked, the articles. Writing articles, I think it's a great way to position yourself as an expert and generate leads that way as well. And
where do you post them?
I'm sorry?
Where do you post these articles?
The ones that I post for the magazines and the ones that I post on my own blog, and I also post on LinkedIn Publisher. Now they have the LinkedIn Publisher tool where you can post your own articles in there and get you great exposure that way. What did not work for me was one thing that I'm not going to do again was are you familiar with Groupon?
Yeah.
There is something similar, but it's B2B.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say the name of the company, but two companies that I tried. And you give kind of coupons to other businesses to entice them to buy your services. That did not work for me. I got some customers, but it did not convert. They did not transition into a long-term client, which I was hoping for. And it was just...
Is it maybe because it's into web development and internet marketing and it's not a restaurant or something? That's why it didn't work?
No, it's B2B. So it's not like, it's not business to consumer. So the audience, the audience in that platform are companies. So they need my services, and I did get clients that way or customers that way, but they did not stay because what enticed them to buy my service was the price. And back then I didn't think of that. So I got them because I gave them a cheap price. But go on.
What else didn't work? Only that?
I believe only that.
That
I can think of. I'm sure there are other things that did not work, but that's the only one thing.
And now your main strategy is just you write an article and it's something about internet marketing, and then you lead them into a leading page and you take the emails, and then you have different mailing list or email like on the autoresponder based on that, and you send different emails. Yes, I do have different
mailing lists, exactly. And because also there's different audiences. Like for one magazine I wrote for, they have the real estate agents and they have loan officers, like mortgage loan officers. And there's another magazine that has regular brick and mortar businesses, local businesses. So those are different audiences that I have to communicate with them differently.
How often you send email marketing campaigns? Because like usually the email marketers have ruined the reputation of email marketing, and people like just opt out from the emails. How often you send that? And like, let's say on the autoresponder of that mailing list, you send, let's say, 4 emails. Then you're selling a product, or you're just directing them to a general web development service that you provide?
So when they just opt in, they get the first, as you know, the thank you with whatever they opted in for, right? And then a couple of days later, they will receive another autoresponder, a couple of days later, another on the email. And then after that's done, then they will just receive periodic broadcasts or emails from me about a new article or a new offer or a holiday something. I don't send every single day.
So like on weekly basis you send?
Weekly, and sometimes if there is something going on, that I'll send more often.
Do you manage email marketing campaigns for other companies?
Yes.
All right. How much it costs, like an average, if you give us like a roughly estimation? Per email or per month, or how you structure your package?
I don't offer that as a standalone service. So it's part of other services that I offer.
Like what?
Like social media management, for example, or marketing, local directories, setup and management. So these just come together.
Explain to the audience what is local directories.
Well, for local businesses, business with a local location, we put them onto different local directories, like like Google My Business right now is the new one. Replaced in the Google Places, and they went through different names, but their name now is Google My Business. Then there is like other local directories like Yelp, but there's a lot of local directories that local businesses need to have citations. They need to have their business cited in there so people can find them when looking for them online.
But like if somebody comes, he wants only email marketing, which is not related maybe to social media, you don't do that? And how much all this package costs that you do?
I just haven't found someone who came to me just wanting the email marketing. Mostly I tell local businesses you need to do it, because most local businesses don't see the importance of it for some reason. Most of them that at least I have experience talking to, they see the importance of having social media marketing campaign, or having local directories, or having local SEO, stuff like that. But then I introduce that importance of having an email list and following up with them, and that's how it's been for me. So it's always added to something you wanted.
So you provide email marketing, social media marketing, and the local directories listing. What else? And for how much?
It depends again on what. I don't have a set price. Like if you go to my website, you don't see packages. That's because every business is different. For example, I'm doing social media marketing on a monthly basis for this company, but they're going to give me the content. I'm now going to have to create it myself. So that's going to be priced differently than someone who I have to do the research and create the content and do the blogs, and then based on those, and some companies just want me to do the strategic planning with them, and then they'll have to do it themselves. So it's different. So, but it goes anywhere from $600 to $2,500 if you want a price range.
You are an you are a social media expert, social media marketing expert. For the small businesses, from where they should start in terms of social media?
First of all, knowing who they're going to be talking to, knowing their audience. Most small businesses don't know that. So they said, I want to be on social media, but who are you going to talk to? So we talk about that first. We have our consulting session to where we find who their target audience is. And then from there, we find, okay, so we know who we're talking to right now. Now let's see where we can find them. Are they hanging out on Facebook? Are they hanging out on Pinterest, on Twitter? And then based on that, we come up with, okay, so now we know who we're talking to, we know where they are, So let's find what is your plan and what is your goal from the entire social media marketing. Do you want them to buy your product? Do you want them to come to your location? Do you want them to opt in? So based on that goal, we create a strategic strategy and create a plan and go from there.
What is your top 3 social media management tools?
I love Hootsuite, and that's the only one that I use.
What's the name of it?
Hootsuite.
Hootsuite, okay.
Hootsuite. I tried a lot of them, but the one that I've been using for a long time, and I love it, and I recommend it to all of my clients who are going to do the management themselves, is Hootsuite.
Did you try
and
Buffer?
They have a free version if you have less or 5 or less social media platforms to manage. And if you have more, for a company like mine, they have a paid version, $5.99, so it's very cheap.
How much it costs?
$5.99
per month.
Yeah.
Did you try Buffer before or no?
I haven't.
All right. So we cannot ask you about the differences between them. Tell us more about the local directories that you start listing. It works only for the existing offline businesses, or we can use it for an online business if I have a client which is an online business. Also, it work with it to list it in some local directories, or it's only for offline businesses?
But you do have the option, if you don't have a location, you do have the option to not show your location to consumers. But for me, I see it more important to a local client like a restaurant or a hair salon, or to be listed in all of these directories.
What's the difference?
They're called local directories.
What's the difference between shopping cart and payment gateway?
The shopping cart is a piece of software that you place on your website, and what it does, it allows the consumer, to update or add the product to their cart, and also keeps up with the inventory. The payment gateway it acts as the medium between the shopping cart and the merchant account. So what it does, it captures the credit card information and transfers it to the merchant account. So it's a lot of people have a misunderstanding. What's the difference between this and that? Why do I need both?
You recommend joint ventures for online marketers. Can you share with us some thoughts about this subject?
I love joint ventures. I think if you want to jumpstart your business, instead of go and look for one customer by customer, like one by one, spend that same amount of time to find one consumer or customer, and try to find a strategic JV partner who's gonna give you exposure to a lot more customers, and it just way leveraging your time and your efforts. And I use them a lot, and I'm always looking for strategic JV partners. Give you an example. One of my JV partners is a magazine here. It's a local magazine. And what they do is they have my perfect clients. They have local businesses like dentists, they have lawyers, they have restaurants, and those are the clients that I want to talk to. But they don't offer my services. So I reach out to the owner and I offered to manage their social media for their magazine because I saw that they need that, and he said sure. So we started working together. I'm managing his social media accounts. He's very happy with my work. So one day, and that's very important, make sure that before you ask someone to give you access to their list, make sure that they're sure of the quality of your service or product, because nobody wants to jeopardize the relationship they have with your list if they're not 100% sure that you're going to be delivering a good service. So after he sampled my work, I was like, well, I see that your customers, a lot of them don't have an active social media presence, or they don't know what they're doing in that area. They're making this mistake and this mistake and this mistake. So he was like, yeah, that's true. So I was like, well, how about we work together since we don't offer these services, and we work together and we find some packages to where we can deliver to your existing clients. So that's adding value to your existing clients, bringing more money in your pockets without you having to do the work, and bringing me clients that I don't have to go and pay, otherwise to acquire them. So we're working on that right now, and I've done those before as well. So it was great way to get in new clients.
So you do webinars and you sell a product at the end, or how do you use the joint ventures?
No, it's the old way. I've done those webinars before, but this is not involving webinar. This is a local magazine. This example is a local magazine who have a list of clients, and they have their email list, and we do local networking events where these business owners go and connect and with each other. So just like old way of doing business, and they have an email list. So what we do is we're creating right now. We have a media kit, and we're creating one of those pages will be a co-branded page between my company and their company, telling their customers about the new services that they're offering as well.
What are the other services that you provide in your company?
We do web design, we do social media, marketing management, we do reputation management. It's very important for local businesses. And we do local directories and local SEO.
No app development?
I don't do that.
How much you charge for one-on-one coaching or training, consulting?
I don't charge per hour, but I charge per project. So it depends on what the project is about. If it's, for example, starting a social media marketing campaign and they have never been on social media before, so it costs different because we're now just going to spend 1 hour and I'll give you an example with this real estate company that they've never been on social media and they wanted to start. So it was about let's say 4 hours, of
consultation.
Of consultation between everything, because we have to develop everything together. We have to find their customer avatar. We have to find their what's their goals. We know what they want to get out of that social media campaign. So we had to figure out all of this with their help. So that was about. You want me to tell you how much?
As you like.
So it was about $2,000, so.
When you start,
and that was about 4 hours or so. So quite $500 if I'm gonna break it per hour.
When you start social media campaigns for new companies, you start with PPC to attract some likes or fans, and then you start, making the content that you post?
Yes, I do start. Start with the Facebook ads to get them some likes, because I definitely want those likes to be highly targeted. There are a lot of businesses that go and buy likes and fans, and which is, the worst thing you could do to your business is attracting fake fans, because they're going to hurt you more than they're going to help you. So the best way to do it is start a Facebook ad campaign to attract likes that are, for example, if you're local in Las Vegas, you want local business, unless you're someone who attracts tourists, so that's different. But if you're a salon, you want Las Vegas ladies or wherever so basically really highly target people that you want to be in your fan page.
How did you get, access to the magazines? Like you call them, you tell them that I want to write an article for you. How you do that?
That's the beauty of social media. I never ever done any cold calling in my life. First of all, I don't know how to do it. I'm not a good salesperson. That's something when I just started.
You are a good salesperson on social media.
That's because it's so natural. It's so you come up from you're authentic. You're trying to help, so we could feel that, I guess. I'm not a seasoned salesperson on that, so I've never done any cold calling. I reach out to people on LinkedIn a lot, so that's why I love LinkedIn. I love Facebook.
How
I
do you do
know
that?
who I
Like,
want.
how
I'm
do you do
sorry.
that? Like, you send them a message, or how do you do that?
Yeah, I have. Did I tell you I do have a LinkedIn group, so that's growing all the time. So in my group, I can message anyone. They don't have to, or I can add them as a connection. I don't need their email address. So that's very good about joining groups or starting your own group. So my group is targeted to local professionals. It's entrepreneurs. So when someone tries to join the group, I scan them very fast, make sure that okay, they're local, they're professionals. I accept them automatically. They will receive an email from me introducing myself as the group owner and welcoming them to the group and having a link to my, website. So it's kind of a small way to bring in some traffic to the website. And then if they are someone that I want to work with eventually, then I send a different message custom to that person.
Share with us some of the softwares that you use that makes you more efficient.
I use my iPad, or paper. That's what I use. I'm not even though I work in technology, I do social media and people think that I will have all kinds of software and stuff. But I try to be more efficient by, like, let's say, old way of having a paper and pen. I write down exactly what I want to do, what I'm going to do first, and I put the timeline that I want that to be done by. And I think that works for me better because I tried different softwares. I tried some softwares that shows you how long you've been on Facebook, how long you've been on each website, and I found that it did not help me as much. I mean, it's good. It shows me where I was, but it wasn't making that big of a difference. And I find myself always going to using my pen and paper.
How is your daily life and work routine look like? Take us from when you wake up till in the morning till you sleep. What do you do?
I wake up, the first thing I do is I drink a lot of water. I eat. I take care of myself first when I wake up. I believe that you can't have a successful business if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not healthy, if you're not physically and mentally. So the first thing I do when I wake up is I drink a lot of water, hydrate myself. I eat breakfast, and then I have a puppy, a dog. He's 7 months old, so he's keeping me active. But even before I had him, I would go for either a walk or a run, or I meditate. And then I start my work in my business. I work from home. I have a home office. So I have to be very disciplined on what I do. So the night before, I make sure that I have a list of what I'm going to do. And I used to have this huge list, but now I have only 3 main things I need to do. And that's, if I did nothing, I will finish those 3 things. And then, because those easy ways, like before I used to fill out my to-do list with a lot of things that are easy to do and comfortable doing, I found myself doing those naturally anyway, so I don't need to put them on a to-do list. So I finished those 3 things in the first thing in the morning, and then I start going to manage my social media for my clients, because I do that most of it myself. And then I talk to my outsourcers and see where the projects are, and talk to the clients, and then take phone calls or go or call back leads that called, and just network. And after everything, that's very important at being done.
You manage the campaigns in 2 languages, English and Arabic?
No.
Only English?
Only English. I worked with a couple Arabic people from Dubai and one from Saudi Arabia, but they did their campaigns in English. Their social media presence was in English, so I didn't have to do it in Arabic.
What's the most challenges that you faced when you opened your web development company?
Uh, lack lack of knowledge. It's my first business, so I didn't know. I saw it's a cool thing to do, but I didn't know that there is a lot more to that than just knowing social media. And being, it doesn't matter if you're an expert in something if you don't know. I mean, it's of course it's very important, but if you don't know the ins and outs of business, if you don't know about creating a business, then you end up having a stressful job. So learning the business was the most challenging thing for me. And of course, I made a lot of mistakes that I learned from right now. And it's an ongoing thing. I'm not saying that I learned it all. I'm still learning as I go.
Back to social media, how many posts you recommend, let's say on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, Google Plus per day?
Okay, you test your audience. That's what I recommend my clients to do. Like do one a day. That would be bare minimum for me. And then if you have more interaction, if you see people replying and interacting, and then you at the top start doing two of them. And then because you don't want to bore people, some people just post all day long. Like every hour or so they have new posts, but nobody's interacting with that post. So that means that they don't want it. They don't want to hear from you. But if they're interacting more, that means that they want to hear more. So test your market, test your audience.
What are your other hobbies?
Cooking. I love to cook and bake, and I went to school. I'm a trained chef. So, but I never worked as a chef. But I love to cook and bake in my home, and for my friends. I love to hike and do exciting things like jumping out of stratosphere, jumping out of a plane, or something exciting. Just go into roller coasters and find the most difficult roller coasters and do, so yeah.
Have you worked with some clients based on commission per lead or per customer?
No, I haven't.
Who is your top three mentors?
I love Dan Kennedy. Have you heard of him? He's a marketer. He's a genius marketer. His name is Dan Kennedy. Look him up. He has a lot of books called No BS books. No BS books. So
I heard of the book.
I have most of his books, and I love his style. And I bought a lot of his products. I never met him in person, but I was coached by his best friend Lee Miltier, who she's an awesome woman. And I was in her coaching group, and we met in person, and we've done business. So she became a client of mine, and we have a good relationship right now, even though on Facebook. But she's an amazing mentor, amazing person. Of course, Rex Weishart is my friend and mentor, and almost family to me in the United States.
If you're just starting today all over again, what you will change?
A big mistake that I made was that I did not, when I just started, I did not focus on getting clients that will pay me on a monthly basis. So I was doing projects to clients. Okay, I was like create a website and that's it. I would never, like with my proposal for the website, I did not think. And now I look back at it and I'm like, oh, that was, how I did not think about it, but I guess that's how we learn, and that's how we know that we grow. Having the monthly management or updates of the websites, which I'm charging right now for $250 a month, for each client, for the basic package, I was losing on all of this money. I've done tons of websites, but I never charged for those monthly maintenance and hosting things. So that was a big mistake. Another one is, I worked with a niche when I just started. I worked with a niche just because it was my first client in that niche. So I thought, okay, I love these clients, so I probably should just go in this niche because and that was a decision that was not really, I did not study my decision before I made it. However, I did not think of there is no more growth with that niche. All they need is these couple products or services, and that's it. So not studying my niche well enough and not having a recurring monthly income from these clients was another mistake.
Top 3 apps that you use on your smartphone.
I love Hootsuite and I have it on my smartphone. I have pages, Facebook pages, because I use that to manage. Because one thing I don't do with Hootsuite is I don't schedule the messages that go to Facebook. I schedule all of the updates that go to the other networks except for Facebook because they have their own scheduling tool. And I've heard that they don't favor the content from a third-party company.
So what does that mean? What does that mean when they don't favor? They
As
block
far
it?
as the reach, when you post something on Facebook page, there is like some kind what you call the edge rank, and it's their way of calculating how many people will see and how much exposure. Yes, so I've heard they don't like that, so to just make sure that I'm in a safe place, I go and I use Facebook. Everything for Facebook, I schedule it on Facebook. The other tool I have is podcasts. It's an app that I have that I love to listen to podcasts when I'm driving or when I'm running or something.
What are the habits that you're trying to develop to stay efficient?
It's something that most entrepreneurs, some people won't think that it has to do with efficiency, but it does big time, and it's meditation. I'm very new to the meditation in general, so I am on and off. So I'm not doing it every single day. So I'm trying to make that, a daily habit, just like exercising. So that's taken care of. So, but the meditation, I would like for that to be a habit for me, once a day. What else?
You do it in the morning or in the evening when you meditate?
In the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top 3 books, favorite books.
Think and Grow Rich. Personal development. I'm all about working on myself first. I love Dan Kennedy's books. I have most of them, and I read most of them. I reread them again because every time I reread his book, I learn something else. There's another book called the 10 Times Rule. That's a very, very good book. It was recommended by Rex, my mentor, and I thank him for recommending that book to me. These are good, but I love reading, so I have a lot of other books that I love, and I read them again. There's another book, it's going to be the 4th book. It's, again, in personal development, and it's called The Master Key System. That book, yes, that's an amazing book if you want to really develop, yourself and work on yourself.
Top 3 people that you're inspired by.
You mean like there's a lot of them.
3.
Lenial Tier, I told you about her. She was a coach of mine, and she's a beautiful woman inside and out. She has a very successful business, and I love the fact that she built that much success by helping other people. And she loves to see her products or services make a difference in people's lives, and that's something I really love about her. There is this younger girl, her name is Marie Folio. I don't know if you know her or not, but she's in her early 30s, I believe, but she had a lot of success, and I love her videos. I watch her YouTube channel all the time. And again, she's all about helping women change their lives and get, fulfill their purpose in life. So I really love her stuff. The third person, I love Dan Kennedy a lot, so I guess he will be another person that I would love to be like one day, with all of his influence and all of his knowledge and all of his success.
Do you follow any routine to sleep?
I read.
For how long? Like usually 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then you fall asleep?
More than that. More than that. I read about like an hour at least. Yeah.
So mainly you read before you sleep?
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't need reading to sleep. I sleep a lot and I love to sleep. Like one thing about me is I believe I have to rest a lot, so at least 8 hours a night of sleep, and I have no problem falling asleep. But I'd like to read before, especially if I'm writing something the next day, then I would read about that subject that night, and then the next day I would get up and start writing about it. But I think it's a very good habit of reading, but I don't need it to sleep.
How do you write constantly? It's difficult, and you do write in the morning mainly. And how can you keep up always write with a new, fresh content, and you keep motivating yourself to write?
Deadlines.
Okay. And how about like motivating yourself as like you work from home and you don't have a boss? Like you don't struggle with that? What is the system that sometimes you do shifts, or like you watch, let's say, a movie in the middle of the work to change your mindset and then come back to work, or you take a shower? What do you do?
First of all, starting out right with working out or eating, drinking tons of water, that will give you energy in the morning. So I have my burst of energy in the morning, or meditating a lot. So I have my burst of energy in the morning. And I eat frequently, so I always snack. Like a couple hours later, I'm gonna go and have another snack, and that will be like 10 minutes of me away from my computer, snacking very fast, coming back. After I have lunch, I don't do that every single day, but sometimes I need to do it. I have a nap. I take a nap for 30 minutes or so.
Do you
then
have...
after,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Then after I wake up, I start working again, and then I try to make sure that the most difficult tasks that I have to do, that drain me, my energy and brain, I do them in the morning. So by the end of the day, I have easier tasks to do. So it doesn't require a lot of energy, a lot of thinking. So just like, even if I'm tired a little bit, I can still do them. And you're eating frequently and having, what you put in your body is very important.
Is like SEO working for your site, or you don't post very frequent on your site, or you focus on social media to get clients?
I do focus on social media to get clients. I am, however, for a couple of keywords, I am at the first page with Google for my industry in my city, and I do get phone calls that way as well. So I'm not going to say it's not working, it's working, but I focus more on getting like a relationship, building my own relationship with my clients. I have a big network on Facebook and on LinkedIn. I believe those are my main sources.
Do you set like a daily targets for how many words you want to write, or you just set deadlines?
Not just deadlines, yeah. Because I am more motivated with the deadline. If I said I'm going to have the article done by this time, that means I'm going to have to have it done by this time. And deadlines motivates me more than anything when it comes to
What are the things that makes you really happy?
Making someone else's happy and seeing a difference, making a difference in someone else's life. That's in my business. I love when I hear good feedback from my clients. That makes my day all the time. So I strive to get those. It gives me more energy to keep going. And another thing to make me feel like, okay, I'm doing something good. And, it's just good motivating for me. In personal life, I always love to make someone else happy.
How people can contact you?
My website, cssocialmedia.com. And if you Google my first and last name, I don't know if you have my first name and last name here.
We'll have it, yeah.
If you Google my first and last name, I'm the only one with that first and last name. So you can find me on the first page of Google. You'll see my articles, you'll see my LinkedIn, my Facebook, Twitter, all of my accounts. So you can connect with me that way. And I love connecting with people online. So
thank you so much, Chaibia, for this interview. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me here. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thanks, everyone. Be efficient and stay efficient, and see you soon with another leading expert.